Bill Moller on WGN Weekend, and for this week's Entrepreneur segment, a guy who, I guess he just can't seem to help himself. If he's not thinking up and launching a new business, well, he's not living. He started his first business when he was about 12, and for more than a dozen straight years, he has acquired or formed 2 companies every year and now runs more than 20 corporations and companies. What makes this guy tick, Rich Killian? Is it simply just the thrill of the chase?
Bill, I just get bored easily. I think that's what it is. I just really don't know. It's one of these things to where when you start your first company and you see it doing well, and then, every company has ancillary, feeders that it could have. And when you see those feeders not doing well, because you have no control over that, you say, well, you know what, maybe I can do this better. And if I do this better, that's funny. If I do this better, maybe I should start my own company to actually complement the one I have.
Well, is it sort of like the guy who can't stay married? He just loves the whole dating scene and the blush of young and first love, and you're just trying to recapture that.
No, not really. I mean, it's business is business, personal is personal. But in business, it's one of those things that it's a numbers game. If it makes sense, you do it. And you got to have the passion, you got to have the motivation and the drive to just go out there and get things done.
But why is it that some people just bubble over with great business ideas? Is it how you're wired? Is it how you were brought up? The fact that you drink 3 glasses of tomato juice every day? I mean, what accounts for that?
I think a lot of it goes back to the military. When I got out of high school, went into the Army, and it was one of those things where they just, the slogan is, just be all you can be. And it really gives you that sense, that drive to just go out there and get it. And, excuse the Nike, just do it. But that's what it is. I mean, you really have to go out there and just make it happen.
But is it the process that really gives you the thrill of starting up and launching something?
You know what? That's what it is. It's the challenge. It's the, can I, make this happen? And that's where I think it's got to go, because if you can't, first you have to vision it. And if you can vision what you want to do, and then you just go out there and do it. See, too many people out there who want to be entrepreneurs, and we talked off the air about my show and stuff like that, where I have all these entrepreneurs on. It's one of those things to where every single person I've interviewed or I know that starts their own successful company always says you just have to make it happen. Too many people have great ideas but don't implement. There's no process that they follow. Everybody wants that path. They want that end result, but you got to have the determination.
Well, there are those also who have great ideas but have no business sense, and they fall flat because they don't do the due diligence, the market research. They don't have the investing upfront money, all that stuff.
Absolutely, and there's many types of entrepreneurs. I mean, there's expert entrepreneurs, people who really know their job. There's people who are just the nuts and bolts guys. There's guys who are the money men, for lack of a better term. And you have to have, if you've got all that, that's fine. But some people can do a great radio show like yourself, but they might not have they might not have the know-how to put all the people in place to do all the technical stuff. Just whatever it is you do, whatever your passion is, you might have to have a partnership, you might have to have somebody else, or just hire good help. That's what it is.
Back to your story. I see that most of your businesses are real estate related. Now, that's your obvious area of expertise. And is that what you were talking about when you're looking for feeder channels? You're finding allied or associated businesses that are just a notch away from your expertise?
Exactly. So when my first main company that I started was a real estate company called Prospect Equities. Okay, we're located here in Chicago.
Still around?
Oh, absolutely. We've been in business for 11 years, just got our national franchising license a year ago. So we're actually grown. We've actually doubled in size in the last 2 years. So not many real estate industries can say that. But where I'm going with the feeder thing is, when I first started this, I'm sitting there as a young broker getting all these deals coming across my plate, and I'm seeing mortgage companies out there. I'm seeing, attorneys with title insurance, things that are ancillary to the real estate, perspective. But they're not being done, I guess, or they're being done, but they're kind of ripping some people off out there. Like some of these mortgage companies I saw back in the day, just making a ton of money off of people. When I looked at this, I said, wow, maybe I can start up my own mortgage company and just charge half the price, or just do it for, faster, better, and everybody wins, less expensively. And that's what I mean by the feeder. So, funny thing is, tell you the old story, is that I was buying my own house, and the mortgage company I used actually screwed up my deal. Here I am, a 20% down buyer, perfect credit, everything's good, and they couldn't get my deal done. I said, well, there's got to be something better out there to do, so I just figured it out, got my broker's license on the mortgage side, and just started doing loans myself, just to help.
Would you recommend then that an entrepreneur needs first to be an expert in a particular area and then go look for the needs and solutions within that area?
You know what? Absolutely not. You don't have to be an expert. You can hire expert help. What you have to be the entrepreneur is have a vision. Okay, you have to have a vision and a way to get there, and then just follow that passion. You have to be passionate and execute the plan.
Not everything you've done is a for-profit enterprise.
Correct. I have one non-for-profit. We just got our 501c3 earlier this year, a company called the Hardship Home Foundation, and I started that being in real estate. With last few years, a lot of people losing their homes, a lot of people, down on their luck with the real estate economy. I figured this would be a way to do something to give back. And I've personally, prior to incorporating this, given literally hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money to people to help keep them in homes, to help refinance them for free, whatever the case was. So I figured, hey, if I could start a charity up to actually do this and not just use 100% of my money, but actually try to raise money to do it, I can help a lot more people.
You still are literally the guy running these various nearly 24 businesses?
I have a ton of vice presidents out there that run each division or company within the divisions, and it's not all me. I mean, obviously, I have to still see the day-to-day.
I'm sensing you're kind of a micromanager, though.
You know what? A little bit. It's one of those things you got to do it yourself if you want it done right type thing. But you have to also, to be a good leader, you have to also.
Steve Jobs was like that.
You got it. Rest his soul. But it wasn't. It's not a control thing per se. It's just the thing you want to make sure it gets done right. And if you've got good, competent people working with you, that's the key. And that goes a long way. And you have to, as a leader, there's those entrepreneurs you say that are the experts out there. Like take the the plumber, for example. Okay, he can open up his own plumbing company, go out there and really make it happen. But is he going to hire plumbers that are better than him per se? Mm-hmm. That's a specific trade. So again, he might not be able to let it go because he might be doing the job better than the next guy. So you really have to watch that. It depends on the business. But if you can, I guess the expert to being a good entrepreneur, good business leader is to be able to delegate and manage that properly.
All right, Rich, you do have a radio show on the internet. Where is that to be found?
The American Business Person. It's a weekly show every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central, but you can download the podcast and everything, AmericanBusinessPerson.com.
Rich Killian can't help himself, poor guy. Just got to keep starting businesses. And more on the horizon?
You know what? Absolutely, yes. But right now I got my hands full of a lot of stuff. So we're gonna sit tight and keep things going.
Good for you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bill.